Hello, I am Juan Correa, head of the Anti-Cartels Division at the Chilean Fiscalía Nacional Económica, or FNE. Through this short video, I would like to give you a brief update on the cartel working group activities during the last ICN year and the ones that we have planned for next year. The cartel working group is co-chaired by the Italian Competition Authority, the Russian Federal Anti-Monopoly Service, and the Chilean FNE. The cartel working group is also composed by two subgroups. Subgroup 1, dedicated to legal framework, is co-chaired by the Hungarian and the Turkish competition authorities. Subgroup 2, devoted to investigative techniques, is chaired by the Netherlands Authority for Consumers and Markets. Let me tell you first about what we have been up to during the last ICN year. There are three projects we would like to highlight today. The first project is called Horizontal Cooperation and Crisis Cartels at Times of COVID-19. Following the ICN chair invitation to discuss the implication of the coronavirus pandemic to our work, the Cartel Working Group decided to undertake this new project in our 2020-2021 work plan. This project was first aimed at exploring the challenges faced by competition authorities in ex-ante assessing horizontal cooperation projects that are deemed necessary or essential to face the emergency posed by COVID-19 pandemic. Then, in a second stage, the project is also aimed at ex-post detecting, assessing and punishing so-called crisis cartels. That is, cartels that are a response to an economic or sector-wide crisis. To this end, we have organized webinars during the past 2 years and sessions at the annual conferences to share experiences. For the Berlin conference, the Cartel Working Group will present an interim report on the first part of the project, compiling agencies' guidelines and practices in assessing horizontal agreement during this period. We will continue working on this second part of the project next year. The second project is the 2021 Cartel Workshop. Held in October 2021, the workshop was the first in-person event of the ICN. For the first time after the COVID crisis, competition agencies and NGAs from around the globe gathered to discuss topics like crisis cartels, detection and investigative tools, hub-and-spoke cases, cartel in labor markets, sustainability, and cartels, along with algorithms and collusion. A big thank to the Portuguese Competition Authority for organizing this wonderful workshop. Finally, we would like to highlight our webinar series. 5 webinars have been organized by Subgroup 1 co-chairs on topics such as leniency programs, handling complex investigations, crisis cartels, and criminalization of cartel conduct. These webinars were the opportunity to disseminate cartel working group products, such as the practical guidance on cross-border leniency cooperation and the anti-cartel enforcement manual. Let me now tell you about the projects that we will be working on for the next ICN year. First, we will develop the second part of the Horizontal Cooperation and Crisis Cartel project. The project will focus on ex-post detection and investigation of new cartels that use the health emergency as a cover for collusive behavior. Moreover, the project will address anti-competitive conduct in the global supply chains in the face of rising prices and increased costs to consumers. The second project for this year is the revision of the existing work, in order to identify the work products and the areas that might require an update in the coming years, taking particularly into account the inputs of the third decade project and also from the trends and developments in the Cartel Enforcement 2010-2020 survey. The third project is implementation and dissemination. As part of this project, the Cartel Working Group will continue to maintain and encourage the use of ICN framework for sharing non-confidential information. Then to update and promote the anti-cartel enforcement templates. Then to disseminate the use of work products such as the guidance on enhancing cross-border leniency cooperation and the anti-cartel enforcement manual, in particularly the revised chapters number 3, 4 and 5. Our fourth project for this year will be to continue our webinar series on topics of interest to be decided. As done in the past, some of these webinars will also take place in the form of Asia-Pacific friendly calls. And finally, this year's cartel workshop will be hosted by New Zealand Commerce Commission in Auckland from December 7th to December 9th. Please save the date and stay tuned. We invite you all to participate in the cartel working group, and please don't hesitate to approach us if you have any questions. Thank you very much.